This is your home. This is where the vast majority of your money you've been scrimping and saving to is gone. And it's at the bottom of our bay. Fortunately, that's not too far down, but still, it sank. You know, your dreams kind of sank that day.
We've been doing all the right moves, I believe, so far. We've been in touch with our insurance. We've been in touch with a liability claim person. Haul the boat out as soon as possible, which we are doing right now. And there's a severe thunderstorm going on as Tim from Tobo US is going out and towing our boat. And he told me that he didn't need our help, but I'm getting worried still. And we're gonna go on a mission and just to see how it's going.
So we'll get it out of the water and once he pickles it, they could probably pickle it. It will be up to the service manager to pickle it right in the water, so it's not taking on water anymore.
No, if the through hole was shut the whole time, it would have never happened.
Which is the truth. It's
Yeah.
the better hold it fast. Usually the surveyor will come down and they're gonna, they'll either say, depending upon the damage.
We were about to be just like, traveling south, and we were about to be making this step towards this next part of our life, and all of it kind of just went down, and there's like so much uncertainty. And just bad that I didn't shave. Should I go in and shave? Alright, we're on our way to the boat to meet up with the insurance surveyor. Alright, moment of truth. We're doing it up.
Sorry about your road. It's something that's fairly common. So over time, and I bought boats that had just been pulled up, and then we put an ozone machine in it, and we put dehumidifiers in it, and we do everything you can. It's still, you don't see it now, but 6 months from now or 2 years from now, you see it. When you look at the wiring in here, as far as the whole bundle, you're talking about pulling all of that out and reworking it. You've also got some issues like your motor mounts, and you can see the whiting that happens around this metal right here. Some of that can come out. You can clean it up a little bit with like Vaseline. You can acid treat it in Vaseline and bring it back the color that it was. But it just shows you the things you have to worry about separate from that fitting in your motor mounts, which is any fastener. Because it was enough to submerge the main wiring bundle and the main wiring bundle in their engine space, because you kind of had to step down into their engine space. All the little doors, all the veneer. It's kind of really like furniture in your house getting submerged. It's really not that much different than that. So it maybe look okay when you first get rid of the water, but it's what the problem is over time. And the reality is the worst thing you could do is have somebody come along and say, "Oh, it's not that bad. You can clean it up and get the engine running, and then you can clean up your wiring contacts, and you'll be okay." Because you won't be in a safe boat.
Yesterday, we basically came to the realization that the boat is a loss. And he told us probably exactly what we needed to hear. And every single person that is our mentor in our life is advising us to go by what he was telling us. The engine alone is going to need a rebuild that's going to cost around $10,000 to $15,000 just for the engine. The wiring he said was going to cost close to $10,000 for the wiring. And on top of the wiring and the engine, the entire woodwork inside the boat is just acting like a sponge because it was submerged in water, and the boat will never be the same like it always was. He is telling us that we're better off taking the money for the boat and starting new. It's just not going to be a good thing.
And we were really concerned about things working right now or for the next like 3 weeks or 6 months or a year and then totally crapping out on us, and that would be probably even worse.
You know, you don't want to be buying an investment that's going to be milking you dry. With these boats, they kind of lose their value, and it can be a better thing to start with something better. Sort of just the reality of it all. It's been very sad off camera. Nonetheless, the dream did not die with the boat.
No.
And that's why we've been saying it the whole time.
The dream is probably stronger than ever.
We were already looking at new boats this morning in a much more positive light. Before these past couple days, it's been sad. We've been trying to look at boats ever since then. And also, I'm doing this race right now, and it's just like when you fall off the horse, you gotta get back up on the saddle. Bye. Hey Eddie, how you doing?
How you making out? They got your engine running.
Yeah, it's a loss. The whole boat's a
Total
loss.
I figured as much. Don't forget all your stuff.
Will you catch me when I fall? I've got a bad feeling I'm going down. It seems you let me get too high and hit the ceiling, and not again. You know these days it's hard to find much to believe in. It's got to change. The show is over, but none of us are leaving. It's very strange. Exhale and breathe it.
We've been very happy to have you along, and it's become kind of the Falcon adventure has become kind of a weird second season to your cruise live aboard bit.
Yeah.
Call me something else, I don't know, Ernest?
Ernest Hemingway.
Okay, yeah. Let me just tell you my first indication of trouble.
Well,
I get a call from Eddie. Eddie says somebody at the club spotted the boat going down. I put on some worst t-shirt ever. I think it was Dread Pirate Roberts t-shirt. Yeah, I put on the Dread Pirate Roberts franchise t-shirt, pair of jeans, and head on down. We're on scene with one pump running by the time I show up. Now, there isn't a lot of water under that mooring, so that's a plus and a negative. The negative is going to make it very hard under high wind conditions to bring it into the dock, which is what we all wanted to do. And when I got on, I looked at the boat and I'm thinking, that boat is on the bottom. There's only about a foot of water under that mooring. I'm feeling for you guys. I see Kate and she is, done. What's the issue? It's got to be a through hull. I mean, you had the stuffing box done. The stuffing box is a few drips. The keel didn't fall off. So there's only a few things you do on basic. You check the through hulls, you check the keel bolts, you check the engine, and you just run through the list, and that's how you do it. The question is, do we try to tugboat it into the dock? And the answer is no. We're now floating. We've solved the leak issue. It's not going to happen again. And bringing it into the dock was going to be way more risky than that, And of course, when it still had water in it, we've got two other problems. Free ocean effect, water sloshing back in that boat could just drop over. And second, there isn't enough water for a 7.5 foot or 8 foot draw boat in this bay. You're 6'4" when you don't have 2 feet of water in it. When you're down that low, there was an excellent chance we were just going to hit again and create a new series of problems if we didn't roll. So the mooring is fine. And we move on a little bit further. We get the boat down. We get the water out. That's the good news. The bad news is we've got oxygen over the electrical system that's been completely drowned. We still had a fair amount of salt water. I suggested you flush the batteries to get the electrolytes off the contacts. We do that. We washed the engine as best we could. And at which point I wanted to try to get at the air filter. We're not going to turn the key. We do not want to hydrolock this thing. If it is, we'll let things drain. And I immediately get a spark off that, and I realized that we still have a live battery array. Now you and I are risking the sparks, and we're pulling off the other batteries. You guys have decided to make this your life, and you committed to this, and after this happened, I sat down and I watched the video. I hadn't watched it yet, I'm sorry, of you guys prepping your boat. And, you know, I mean, you guys are all this work, all this love, cleaning this, cleaning that, and things. This is your home. This is where the vast majority of your money you've been scrimping and saving to is gone. And it's at the bottom of our bay. Fortunately, that's not too far down, but still, it sank. You know, your dreams kind of sank that day. I know you guys are going to spring back from this. You're already in the process of doing that.
Thank
I gotta go
you so
bring the
much,
launch
Sean.
in.
And thank you so much for helping us and
I don't know
everything.
if you guys are going to be around next year or not.
Just make up a reason to be alright. It looks like they're out here now for the night. Stop racing round, sticks held